Good evening, metal faithful. It is I, your mandated reporter, and frankly I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich, and this here be the Metal Hammer of Doom. Tonight we are reviewing Hate Über Alles, Über Alles, Über Alles, Hate Über Alles by German thrash metal band Kreator. It was released on June 10th, 2022 through Nuclear Blast, produced by Arthur Rizk. It is the band's first studio album since Gods of Violence, which was the dope jam, Jesse Starcher. Gods of Violence was the dopest.
Yes, it was. No argument here.
The longest gap between studio albums in their career, and the first to feature bassist Frédéric Leclercq, who replaced Christian Speesy, like Speakeasy, I guess, Giesler, in 2019. And that over there is Jesse Starcher, the bratty submissive. How do you do, sir?
It's good to be back on here, Mark Radulich. Going to be talking some Kreator again. Can't wait.
Oh, we didn't even know how good Kreator was when we did Gods of Violence, but like that wasn't that like our favorite album of last year, or awfully damn close.
Yeah, that was 2018, I think, 2018 when that dropped, and it was
It's 2017.
2017 when that dropped. Oh, boy, yeah. So hard to believe it's been 5 years. I was just looking at the discography. These guys weren't like slacking though. It's not like it's been silent. They have been dropping live albums like left and right since then. So they have been keeping the Kreator out there for sure. But yeah, man, we loved that album back in 2017.
We sure did. Unfortunately, Robert Cooper not able to be with us for Gods of Violence. And the ecstasy that it brought Jesse and I, we were pantsless, sweaty, and sticky by the end of that album. And Robert Cooper couldn't be there to be part of the cuddle pile, but he's here tonight. Come on in, buddy.
I thought I was in that cuddle puddle.
Were you?
I don't know. I mean, that was like 5 years ago, so that was before I decided to leave.
I know I was like
my own better judgment.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I was dying of cancer at the time. I know that for certain. Here, let's look it up here. Gods of Violence.
I mean, and I fucking actually saw them twice within, I think, about a year around then. Like, they fucking kill live.
Do they really? I can
They
imagine,
are so good. I saw them once with Midnight and Obituary, which Nick, my friend, who one day I'll get on this podcast.
Take a drink, everybody.
There's the free space on the bingo card. But yeah, he and I went there really to go see Midnight, and we left really fucking enjoying what Kreator brought to the table. Like that time we went and saw Napalm Death, and at the end of the day, we wish we bought a Voivod shirt.
So okay, here. No, is that it? No. So I'm looking through the list of stuff. I have a whole list of all the Metal Hammer of Dooms we did before we did the big switchover, and I can't. Oh, there it is. Gods of Violence, Kreator. So it's at that was a Blog Talk Radio show, Jesse.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so maybe Coop was on it, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. Coop, when did you do you remember when you deserted us? When you left us for another woman because you're a bitch?
Yeah, I mean, that was like 3 years ago. That was like 2019.
Okay. So maybe you were on that show. You want me to
maybe I was. I remember I was on, and it could have been Phantom Antichrist that I was on, but I thought Phantom Antichrist was like 2013.
It's 2012.
I was gonna say we were not doing the Metal Hammer of Doom, or we might have been, but we did not do We started Metal Hammer of Doom really late in whatever year we started it. So
it was 2000. It was 2012, I think.
All right. You know what? I'll just look it up. So
I
while
want to say it was 2012 because I remember. Yeah, because we did Did we do Testament?
We definitely did Testament. Yeah, and I like Testament was like reborn, with that Dark Roots of Earth, I think it was, and I love that was my favorite album of that year. That Testament album was the dope jam, and then there was the Brotherhood of the Snake, which we did after that, and then I think there's been a third Testament album since then.
Yeah, I think Gods of Creation or Titans of Creation or something is the new one.
Yeah.
I haven't listened
Nothing
to it.
has been as good as Dark Roots of Earth, by the way. Nothing.
Yeah, I fucking love Dark Roots of the Earth, or as I like to call it, Pork Rinds of the Earth, because Chuck Billy got fat because he got old.
All right. You may or may not have been on this, because I apparently don't bother to put who's on what show back in the day.
Who's on first?
Yeah. So literally the description of this this was definitely a Blog Talk Radio show. from 5 years ago, and it says, "The boys review German thrash gods Kreator's latest album, Gods of Violence." Maybe you were on, maybe you weren't. Who the fuck knows at this point?
The boys.
We should just listen to it. I'm kidding. As soon as you hit play, you just hear.
Blog Talk. No, here's the problem. The cleanest part of any Blog Talk radio show is that woman saying Blog Talk radio.
At the beginning, because it's a well done recording with a British woman.
Yeah, the rest of it's just fucking echoes and shit. Robert Cooper, tell us all about Kreator. What albums have you heard? What's your favorite one? All of it. Just give me a 5 minutes of just unadulterated Kreator knowledge.
I mean, the funny thing is, I'm not as knowledgeable on some of their earlier music as I'd really like to be. I've kind of actually the '80s Teutonic thrash. I haven't been as I just haven't been as into. I really love a lot of their newer stuff, though. Their stuff from I think it was '99 and Phobia. Violent Revolution's a favorite song of mine that came off of I think their album from 2001. They're one of those bands that I have yet to really hear a song of theirs I don't like. To call them a favorite band, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but they're definitely one of those that when I hear them, I don't turn them, like, ever.
Right.
They're freaking awesome, and their newest output, like, it's been great.
Yeah, it's really been, like, not to overuse this phrase, but it really has been pretty amazing in terms of, like, the thrash bands that are out there from back when, even like when I was in high school. I mean, Kreator's been around a long time. Jesse, you and I talked about that, like how long Kreator's been out there doing shit.
85, I think, is the first album that I'd seen listed on the discography.
Right.
80 freaking 5.
We've talked about, like, the big four of thrash: Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer, and Anthrax, and then there's, like, the next big four, right? You know, isn't the Kreator part of, like, the next four of thrash? Testament,
well, I mean,
Overkill,
they're part of really
Kreator.
the Teutonic, like the big four Teutonic metal, which is your Sodom, Destruction, Kreator, and I think, like, it's always been kind of hard for them to find a fourth one. And some people go with Tankard just because Tankard amuses the fuck out of me. But I mean, definitely they've got those three in there. It's just like that second big four. You got your Testament and Exodus and shit. Why am I blanking on the fourth one? Oh my god, or the third one? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It shouldn't be that fucking difficult. But the fourth one is always, because some people are like Death Angel, and I love me some Death Angel, but, like, not enough to really put them in league with the rest of them.
Right.
Teutonic metal. Which, this is the first time I've ever heard of that, Coop.
That's the really the heavier German thrash.
Exactly. I just hopped onto the Wikipedia just so I could figure it out.
Does this have anything to do with mathcore?
I'm sure that you could follow a wiki link and end up there in about, 10 steps. Teutonic thrash metal is a regional scene of thrash metal music that originated within German-speaking countries during the 1980s. So, yeah, two bands influential to early Teutonic thrash metal were Destruction and the Holy Moses.
Dude, Destruction is fucking amazing. Like, here's the problem. Destruction is one of those bands where I can listen to their albums on repeat. They're so good. I guess you would describe them, Coop, as Teutonic thrash, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I love me some Destruction. Hard band to review. Like, at least for me. Maybe the Angry Metal guy will do a better job at it. But for me, it's just like, yeah, Destruction's great. I don't know what to say about any of these songs. It's like it's like any kind of, like, death metal, like Deicide and stuff. Like, this is amazing. I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah, I really feel like these sorts of bands, some of these bands are better done in kind of more of a short form sort of review. Like, we'll talk about certain segments of the album, kind of linking songs together rather than trying to differentiate them one by one, because some albums just aren't for that. Like, I fucking love Motorhead, but how many different ways can I be like,
yeah,
Lemmy?
Lemmy is God. On this song too, Lemmy is God. Lemmy is still God. Well, awfully gravelly voice you got there. Let me, I get it,
And I mean, they have some albums. Like, I think one of my favorites of theirs was I think it's 1916. Is it? Is that the album?
Maybe.
It's a really fucking good album of theirs. I always get all the 19 things. Like, I remember 1914 is the band from Ukraine, but 1917 is the movie that came out a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then I think 1916 is the Motorhead album.
Wait, okay. So what was it last week or the week before we decided we were going to do just review all of the songs that were titled something? So we just need to then do obviously the next step is to grab a decade and review all the songs or bands that start with like 1916 or 1914.
Yeah, 1916 was the Motorhead album, which I really like that album.
I'll have to
I don't know any
Spotify.
1918, but I don't know. Maybe we can just throw Rush 2021 somewhere in there.
There you go. See, what are we not doing here other than just making content, fantastic content?
I don't want to make any more content. I want to cut back.
Of course you do. I understand that. So there is a 1916 by Motorhead, a 1917 by Thomas Newman, 19.10 by Childish Gambino, 1914 The Artist. So yeah, we could have a whole podcast.
Yeah, 1914. Y'all would have fun with that, man. They're a black metal band that all their stuff is about World War One.
Nice.
And they're from Ukraine.
Very nice. Oh, very nice.
Yeah, we could support the effort by doing what most Americans do. I'm kidding. We should just I'll just put a Ukrainian flag up as my profile picture. That gets it done.
That doesn't seem disingenuous at all. No.
There apparently is a 1914 band, 1916, and 1919. All three of those are bands.
Nice.
All right. See, look at us. We should just start doing band names. Like, we should just start doing years in review.
That'd be really fun. Like, well, when we finally make the conversion when we finally make the jump to doing the Metal Hammer of Doom jukebox, I think one night we should just do one video from each one of those bands. Just like the whole thing just dedicated to bands named after years.
I love it.
This one is the 1910s.
Here we go. All right, who wants to hear some music?
Yeah.
I am the Rip. I am the Ripper, man. Burn off, hang on. Everybody.
Everybody's fucking in the
UFO. Good out. Damn.
Rob Zombie curiously absent from this podcast.
Why aren't we talking more about Rob Zombie?
Because he didn't have an album named after a year.
Because everybody
is fucking in the UFO.
Did I tell you I played that song for my kids, and they were like, "But why, Father?"
Just don't show them the video, please.
I'm certain that there are plenty of times where they go, "But why, Father?" in your presence.
Yeah, my wife says it. They say it. Girlfriends say it. They all say it. But why, Father? Because I'm a priest.
But why, Father?
But did he? Why?
But did he? When did that start? Real quick, before because I'm still like social mediating our Metal Hammer of Doom extra. When did the whole Jesse thinks my kids are British thing start? Because that came up on a podcast recently that I listened to.
I didn't know he thought your kids were British. I just thought it was funny.
Jesse started doing an impression of my kids, but they were always British for some stupid reason.
Hello there, puppet.
Hello, Daddy.
I'm sitting here right now, and I am myself, and I have no answer for what in the world you're asking.
Okay, do you remember that, though? Do you remember that my kids were suddenly British, according to you?
I will have to hear this podcast. I'm certain that I did an impression at one point, and it just stuck. Okay. Father, why?
But why, Father? All right.
Why did he? Why did you try to give me cold tea?
Why are you playing all these songs with cuss words, Daddy? Our virgin is, Daddy. All right, when we come
Why
back,
is everybody doing the fornication?
why is everybody fucking in a UFO, Daddy? Don't they fucking beds like normal people? All right, speaking of fucking in a bed, let's hear the first three songs here. Jesse, when we come back, I have a question about your kids, by the way, so get ready for that invasive line of questioning.
Joke's on you. The only child I have is furry. Oh, no, that could go in other places. Nope.
All right.
I just saw a meme the other day that was a guy accidentally impregnating sister at a furry sex festival. Not because he didn't know he was fucking his sister.
When I ask you motherfuckers for content for the Metal Hammer of Doom Extra, why do you not bring shit like that up? I wouldn't have done the whole thing about the sex club, you fucktard. And you told me that somebody got fucking knocked up at a furry convention. Motherfucker.
Just like repressed memories, I could bring that shit up later. I could bring it up again.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to write that shit down and bring it up next week, motherfucker.
Noah, get the boat.
Get the boat.
That's what it was. It was just had like God. It was like Noah, get the boat.
Oh my God!
And the best part that I didn't know until I was showing Natalia. Hi, Natalia.
Hi, Natalia.
Was that it had the fucking oh shit, here we go again. That's the fucking Noah was the character from GTA.
Nice.
He was oh shit.
Oh shit, Big Slim Dog. All right. Speaking of Big Slim Dog, here we go. 3 tracks. We've got No Bananas, Hate Über Alles, Killer of Jesus, and Crush the Tyrants. All right. Hate Über Alles, Killer of Jesus, and Crush the Tyrants. Jesse, just 3 solid. Here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this is the same problem we've had with like Hatebreed and some of these other ones where like that one year produced so many great albums, Testament, Dark Roots of Earth, Hatebreed, and then it's like, oh, we got to, Five Finger Death Punch, Volbeat, like, oh, we should do the follow-up. And like the follow-ups are never as good as that one year where it was just one fucking platinum amazing album after another. But that's not to say that this is a bad album. This is a solid, thrashy, violent, wonderful Kreator album. Hate Über Alles of the three, I think, is like the best track. Killer of Jesus, though, Crush the Tyrant, strong. Like, no complaints. It's just one of those deals where it's like not quite World War Now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is, I'm going to echo exactly what you just said. Hate Über Alles is probably my favorite of the three that we get to hear. Crush the Tyrant gets on my nerves just a tiny little bit. It's not horrible, but I mean, it's not like right out the gate, great song after great song. That is not what we're getting here. Hate Über Alles stands apart from the three and may actually be in my top three off the album altogether. But yeah, it's not really following that trend, trying to follow up that great album that we had with something that was even better. It's solid. It's just not standout. We'll put it that way. Coop?
I actually really have enjoyed what this album brings to the table. I will say there's a few songs that I feel that they perhaps had a good, catchy hook of a chorus that fits their overall sort of motif. Like when I see them live, something they do a lot is there's a whole lot of kind of like almost like a sort of a chant, a call and response sort of atmosphere that they give off. And a lot of these songs, I think, really lend themselves towards that sort of environment. And I think this album kind of highlights some of that. In some ways, it's nice, but other times, the song can be a little limited in what the overall scope.
Yeah, I would go along with that. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next set of three, and then when we come back, Jesse's going to tell us what the angry metal guy thinks of all this. What do you think, Jesse?
That sounds perfect.
All right, here we go with the scenario. We've got no bananas. We've got strongest of the strong, become immortal, and conquer and destroy.
No messiah, there's a sauce. Ramon tosses a bakery.
So, when I was going, I haven't been to the gym since the kids have been home from school. I've just for one reason or another, I've had to be around more often. We've been busier. It's been a little harder for me to get to the gym. But I was just on the verge of remaking like my workout mix instead of kind of being dependent on whatever Spotify conjured up for me. But I'll tell you, when I go back to making like my brotacular violent metal workout mix, Conquer and Strongest of the Strong, right in there for sure.
Yeah. That's my favorite one off this album, is Strongest of the Strong. I really
that's
dig
my
that
jam.
tune. That is my jam, baby. Conquer and Destroy, man, we can only play it so much, but you get a lot of great guitar work on this album, and that Conquer and Destroy track just got into a solo right before you cut it off, and there's plenty of that on here, which makes this album, in my opinion, super listenable if you're just checking out what these guys can do with the guitar. Fantastic shredding on some of this. I mean, those three are fairly strong. I think Become Immortal, I really wish they would have, just when it comes to track placement, like for some reason I don't dig personally Become Immortal, so it's kind of like following up my favorite track with one of my least favorite tracks. It really throws my my pacing off with this album. I would have liked for that to have been more towards the end of things, but either way, I'm not going to complain.
Coop, go ahead and give your assessment, and then we'll kick it back to Jesse for what the Angry Metal Guy thinks.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some damn good shredding. I think some of these songs shred so well, it's going to be like Mark in the gym after he listens to this album.
Huh.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Become Immortal, especially watching the video. I love that because it had fucking clips every year they talked about of them live. That was just really freaking neat.
Nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Go
All
ahead,
right,
Jesse.
hey, all right. Here we go. Well, guess what? The Angry Metal Guy came through. And he did indeed review Hate Über Alles. So we're going to save that till the very end, and we're going to take a look at some of these other reviews that got dropped from other reviewers. SonicPerspectives.com give this a 9 out of 10, with their highest mark being on musicianship at a 9.5. Then we head on over to Kerrang. Kerrang, now there's something I noticed in most of these reviews. They're varied. Kerrang gave this a 2 out of 5. So
wow, really?
Obviously, yeah. Obviously, there's a couple, and I think I got another one here I want to come into that gave it a. I mean, it's not like the strongest review. It's not the worst, but 2 out of 5. That's just one up from a 1, folks. That's not a good review.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, what's the deal here? Like, talk to me about that. Okay,
well, let's take a look and see what it says. See if we can maybe pull a couple paragraphs or a couple sentences that kind of sum it up. Okay, last sentence. This is, if you're considering giving this album a spin, turn it off after Strongest of the Strong. And that was one of the criticisms I had seen, is that the back half of this album seems to maybe fall a little bit when it comes to what you're wanting from Kreator. But they say turn it off after Strongest of the Strong and save yourself the disappointment of a confusing mix-up of new wave of British heavy metal and power metal. I don't know. It says, for fans of Sodom, Destruction, and Exodus. I mean, they're just naming a couple of Teutonic metal bands there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will say that I'm not turning it off after Strongest of the Strong when I'm personally listening to it, so I disagree with the review a little bit. All right, New Noise. New Noise gives it a 3 out of 5. Metal Injection gives this a 9 out of 10. Listen to this. rockandloadmag.com, 10 out of 10. Pretty strong review.
Wow.
Yep. The Man of Much Metal on manofmuchmetal.com gave it a score of Much Metal of 94%. So as you can see, most of these are pretty strong. wallofsoundau.com, 7 out of 10. All right, we'll stop there and we'll kind of go over to the Angry Metal Guy. So, Angry Metal Guy, the reviewer, this is Steel Drum, spelled Druhm, gave this a 2.5 out of 5.
Huh.
So again, kind of a lower, it's a mid-range review. I'll go ahead and read their final thoughts as they wrote their review. I was psyched to get a new Kreator opus in my greasy 8 paws, but sadly, Hate Über Alles is a bit of a buzzkill. It's not awful, but it's not an album I expect to come back to after poaching the best cuts for a playlist, and the back half is especially weak and disappointing. It looks like Destruction will be taking the big 3 of Germanic thrash championship belt for 2022, barring an unexpected Sodom attack with a folding chair. Better luck next time. So there you go. There's some reviews around the web, and Angry Metal Guy coming through with a review on Hate Über Alles. Again, seems like mileage is going to vary with this album, especially for some I guess esteemed metalheads, but we're seeing some of these other sites give it very high marks. I'm enjoying myself, but I'll tell you right now, if it's a 10 out of 10, I'd like to know what in the world they would have given the previous album. You know?
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
It goes to 11.
You know what? It might very well be these metalheads and their jokes. It's a Spinal Tap joke. Anyway.
Hey, real quick.
There you go.
Cooper, did you hear the new Amon Amarth single, Get in the Ring? Is it any good?
I've not heard it yet. I need to listen to it.
Get in the ring?
Get in the ring. I kind of flipping around while you were talking.
Please tell me it's a Guns N' Roses cover.
Get in the ring, motherfucker. Don't kick your bitchy little ass, punk.
I would love it.
That'd be the shit.
It's actually a song about having sexual time with women when you're getting in the Uber ring.
So Cooper, listen, Jesse, I'm going to need you to put your earmuffs on for this. This is.
No, why? Okay.
This is naughty talk. Okay, might be too much for you. So
Okay.
Cooper, want to know what I did once, just between me and you, not on a public podcast?
Was it about an Uber ring?
Close.
Oh, no.
You're closer than you think.
Oh, no, I hope not literally.
What is the name of that I'm thinking of, the Amon Amarth song? I think it's Twilight of the Thunder God, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm driving home from Orlando about 4 months ago. And my wife's in an amorous mood. And we have a long drive from Orlando back to the suburbs of Tampa. And I had on a mix that I was listening to, and Twilight of the Thunder Gods came on. And I believe it was Twilight of the Thunder Gods. And I turned the bass all the way up. See where I'm going with this.
I do. You turned it into a magic fingers.
You got it. I had her pull her underwear down and like adjust herself over the speaker to where she could get the full Amon Amarth effect. Let me tell you. The proper use of that song, buddy boy. You know what I'm talking about?
What? Mm-hmm. And no, you've got to be like the only person that's done that with that song.
Fuck you. Okay, with that song, maybe. But
well, I'm saying with the song. I'm not saying that specific method because I can absolutely see that being employed somehow.
That is a thing, right? Fucking back me up, Coopster. Back me up, buddy. That's a thing.
I mean, I can't say I've ever used the bass in a death metal song to try and get the old juices flowing, but
because that's how you make the moisture.
There's be something with a heavy enough and fast enough bass, kind of thump the lump, you know?
Yeah, buddy.
Bump the bean.
Oh yeah. Oh no, thump the lump.
Oh, you gotta flick that old bean, buddy. Flick the bean.
Oh,
you're right.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious, dude. You ever do that, though? Seriously? You ever do that, you know?
No, because unfortunately, when I put on heavy metal, it gets me out of the mood because I can't pay attention.
Okay, well, I was driving at the time.
That's true.
Yeah. And she couldn't sit closer to me for me to I mean, I was doing stuff while I was driving, but, like, I gotta, like, reach over the center console, you know what I mean? And after a while, like, you know, I got like short caveman arms, like, you know.
Oh, see, I don't. I have defensive player of the year arms.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got dunking basketball arms.
Yeah, except I can't dunk a basketball because I'm white.
No, I understand. But Jesse, if you're like ever driving around with Mindy, now you know what's up.
Thanks.
You could be like, Mindy, listen to this song. She's like, Jesus Christ.
But
and then 10 seconds in, she's going to be like, Jesus Christ.
Jesus! Oh, Jesse! And Jesse's like, once again, the metal hammer.
It turned her into some Southern Belle all of a sudden. Like,
ow, Jesse!
Oh, yeah. I turned that.
Mindy's in the car going, oh, my stars and garters!
You know that.
Pun intended.
Yeah, I really cranked up the Amon Amarth song, and next thing I know, her accent changed. It was crazy.
She went from Appalachia to Alabama. We don't know what happened.
Amon Amarth will get a... Yeah, that'll turn things around on you. Unbelievable.
Listen,
that's crazy, Mark Radulich. What a crazy story.
I'll tell you, this is not the first time the Metal Hammer of Doom has saved Jesse's marriage. I'm just saying.
I put to use everything that I learned off this show.
Every last thing.
Matter of fact, I'm texting her right now.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to squat over the fucking...
Please get in the back of the car.
No,
I'm talking the window. No, the back windshield, please.
I just squat over the fucking Alexa device. Like, listen, turn the bass all the way up.
Alexa, play Amon Amarth.
Bass 10.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it just kind of like lifts off the ground and ends up like going.
Fucking your wife lifts off the ground, and what'll happen?
Where did the Alexa go?
So you don't have to
Where is it
worry
at?
about fixing the ceiling. She gets lift off.
Fucking head goes through the ceiling. Like Caleb and your other son are just like, Mom, what are you doing in here? And she's like a very, very brief cameo.
Someone fix this hole.
That's what she said. I didn't tell you.
I got a fix for that. A little bit of... Yeah.
All right.
I was thermos.
That's the name of my new band, by the way, Meat Thermos.
Instead of an actual drum machine, you just have Hulk Hogan moaning.
Just squat over the fucking speaker. That doesn't work for me, brother. That doesn't work for me, brother.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
All right, last four. Now, I was afraid this review would be too short, so I had to tell a deeply personal story from my from my life. But I feel like we've got enough time now between the angry metal guy and my perversions and my wife's perversions for that matter, to move on to the last 4 songs of the night. What do you say, Jesse?
Oh yes, indeed. Let's do it.
Unless you would like more of my kinky sex stories to get you through the evening.
I am absolutely in favor of getting this episode over with if that's the case.
It's I mean, really, you're just giving her that Twilight of the Thunder cod.
Rar, 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 rar.
What? Rar, 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 rar.
Jesse's like, as far as your sex stories go, Radulich, I'm saturated, which is what I go for, personally.
Saturated?
Saturated.
All right, then.
When I'm done with you, I want you to be saturated.
I'm sure that you do. I'm sure that that's the case.
Ladies, Snapchat available in this in the description of this podcast.
Just like squish every step.
So you can find new lumps that you want to thump.
If you want your bean flicked audio style. All right. Enough of that. Remember when this used to be a clean podcast, Robert Cooper?
Well, yeah, and then I left and came back.
And it all went to hell. Jesse's like, yeah, I was clean for a little bit of time that I was here, too. I don't know what the hell happened.
What went on?
I went a little crazy is what happened. Yep. All right, here we go. Last 4 songs of the night. We've got Midnight Sun, Demonic Future, Pride Come Before the Fall, and Dying Planet. All right, buddy boys. That is the last of the 4 songs there. I really like this album. I don't know what all the hubbub's about, but I dug it. I think they put a solid album here. I really like the Gallop and Demonic Future and Pride Comes Before the Fall once it really gets going, Jesse. But overall, I thought it was good. I enjoyed Kreator. I think they put out another solid. Just, Gods of Violence, slightly better. I was actually thinking about that earlier. That the standout track wasn't even like World War Now, though that's a good one. I want to say it's like Satan is Real was the one we were really into.
Santa is real.
Santa is real, yes.
Santa is real. Yeah, I'm going to say there's probably 2 or 3 tracks I would grab off of here and listen to over and over again. The rest of the album is standard Kreator fare. It's not going to blow your socks off, but if you enjoy Kreator, they're putting out something solid here. Is it a 10 out of 10? No. I'm going to say it's not because I've heard better, and I've only heard one other album. So, I'm sure there's a ton more in their catalog that probably stand up or maybe even better than this album. But, again, it's not because the album is bad. It's just because, hey, we've listened to Kreator. We've really enjoyed Kreator, and there just isn't anything on here for me that makes me go, oh, we are taking it to another level. Not happening. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a solid effort here. I mean, I'll give it a B plus. Look at me, I'm giving out grades now, Mark. B plus.
Didn't we used to do like I gave out letters, you gave out numbers, and Robert was like thumbs up, thumbs down?
Right. Yeah. Just switch it up whenever we want to. What do you think, Coop?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would give. I would definitely say that this album isn't like the absolute 100% best, but there's still some really good tracks on here. There's enough to really stand out, and I think listen to the album at least a few times. I'd give it a solid 4 to 5. It's not perfect, but it's definitely. I'm a fan of the band, so I really like them. But hey, I definitely wouldn't kick this album out of bed for eating crackers.
Hey Jesse, guess what's happening in like a month from now?
Tell me.
You and me, baby.
That's right. That is right. Watch out.
Little over a month.
Mistake on the lake. Mark Radulich, Jesse Starcher get together.
Mistake on the lake.
Mistake, not the steak. Although that probably would fit. The steak on the lake.
Either way.
Is that what they like to call JFK Jr.?
Oh, my God.
The beef on the reef.
Jesse and I will be...
That's what happens when you give cunnilingus in Australia.
So, that reminds me, we've had a change, a station identification, a change in the format here, a change in the schedule, because I had to move some stuff around. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. I was like, I knew there was one more like kinky thing I needed to talk to you about, but it goes into plugs. If we can just go ahead.
Oh
and do that.
No! I hope it's not butt plugs.
It most certainly is, Ollie. No.
We're coming out with Metal Hammer of Doom butt plugs, everybody. Get one in all 3 flavors.
Only the real fans stick it in their butt. Listen.
Get it in chocolate sauce Radulich, vanilla Starcher, or strawberry coupe.
Vanilla Starcher is probably the most accurate thing ever that's been said on this podcast.
All right, so next week, June 22nd, we will be doing Lordy, Skelectric, Dinosaur, and then we're taking the 29th off. I'm not doing another podcast. I am, but not at night. And I'll be reviewing AEW versus New Japan and Open the Forbidden Door or whatever it's called in the morning. But at night, so here's the deal, Jesse. Can I tell you about my sexy life just for a moment? Because I don't really talk. I don't talk about it a lot here.
No, you don't. And a lot of times you're not participating in it. You're somehow not actually there. You're hearing it from somebody else.
Right. No, no. I'm as pure as the driven snow. But
that's right.
Right. 2 minutes ago, I was talking about fucking playing music into my wife's vagina, but that's hardly the issue here. So anyway,
you know what? It just ain't right. All right, go ahead.
That ain't right. All right.
It ain't right, man.
If it ain't white, it ain't right. Listen to me. So here's the deal, right? the burlesque show that I went to a few weeks ago. These same girls do their routine at the Speakeasy, Robert Cooper. We have a Speakeasy here in the Tampa Bay area, Pinellas County, if you will. A Speakeasy where they do their burlesque routine, but they only do it on Wednesdays. And I didn't know that when my wife was like, "Hey, I found the place where they go. It's called the Saint." The Saint, Jesse, like the Val Kilmer movie, The Saint. The Speakeasy in Pinellas County, Florida. And she's like, "We should go." And I'm like, "Okay, well, let's take the kids to go see Lightyear. Then let's ditch them like we always do. And then I'll take you over to the Saint." And she's like, "That sounds great." And then, so we make this plan for Friday. And then we were talking about something, and she's like, "Wait, they don't do the burlesque show on Friday. That was the whole reason I wanted to go in the first place." And I'm like, "Well, now you're locked in, so you can't make sexy plans with anybody else. But you know, so you have to go with me. But we can go another time, and I'll make sure it's a Wednesday," which cuts into Metal Hammer of Doom relevance. So, so the deal here is that the 29th, we were supposed to do Ailstorm, but I had to put it off a week. Changes have already been made to your schedule, Jesse. So, because I'm going to go back to the Saint with Melissa to go see the burlesque dancers from the burlesque show from a few weeks ago. All of that to say, we will be doing Ailstorm, 7th Rum of the 7th Rum on July 6th. And then we're skipping a week because I will be at another sexy thing. No, I won't be at another sexy thing. I will have heard about another sexy thing from somebody else.
I can't. It's like, I've got to schedule that day off. I've got to hear about a thing.
Yeah, that's my day to hear sexy stories from people. Blink, blink.
Oh, man.
I will be having a romantic getaway with my lovely wife. That's what's happening that day. And hearing sexy stories. So I will be gone the week of the 13th. But then when we come back, we have Megadeth. And that was supposed to be the last of the Wednesday shows. We're skipping another week because Jesse and I will we'll be having our own sexy date. Jesse, we can have our own sexy date, and we can tell sexy stories on the Metal Hammer of Doom the following week.
Just cannot wait.
Are you ready to
Taking Mark out to Wendy's, folks?
Yeah, the hot date at Wendy's that he's got in store for me. You bastard!
Treating him to a Baconator.
Is that what you call it?
Him to KFC, give him the old double down.
Oh God, the double down was gross. But I will take Jesse's double down anytime. Hi, Natalia.
Baconator, barely knew her.
Hardly knew her.
Oh no, big slim dog. However, the last Metal Hammer of Doom show will be on August 3rd because everything got delayed a week due to sexiness. And we will be doing the last of the Lordiversity albums, Master Beast from the Moon. What do you think about all that, Jesse?
I love it. Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Sounds like a schedule.
Yep. However, the Metal Hammer of Doom's not going anywhere, not for a little while at least. We will be back on August 22nd because Robert Cooper, cried, basically. It's true. Robert Cooper cried. He was like, wait, when you rearrange the schedule, you, cut all the Metal Hammer of Doom. That's actually not happened. Robert Cooper did cry, but that's not why I changed things. Then my wife was like, you have the best time with your friends doing Metal Hammer of Doom. Why are you cutting that show, you fucking moron? And I'm like, you're not wrong. So I went back and I rearranged some things again, and I cut some other stuff. And so the last Wednesday show is the 3rd. But then Monday, August 8th, we're back to Metal Hammer of Doom Mondays, Jesse.
Look out, ladies and gentlemen.
We got Soulfly Totem on August 8th. And then we skip a week because Jesse and I will be having sexy David Simon time. Everything is sexy with me. Have you noticed that?
Just keeps getting sexier and sexier.
The sexiness does not stop. So then we'll be having Sexy Wire time, and then we're back on August 22nd, Don't Cry, Little Robert Cooper, with Five Finger Death Punch, Afterlife. And then...
Coop's going to have such glowing reviews.
Yep.
Five Finger Butt Punch.
I told you it was sexy time. Then August 29th, Machine Head, Kingdom and Crown. And we're into September, and the beats don't stop, buddy boy. We'll have a special Metal Hammer of Doom Tuesday show. There'll be no Damn You Hollywood that week, so instead we'll do the Metal Hammer of Doom. We're doing the new Blind Guardian, the God Machine.
Ooh.
Okay, and then we skip a week to have Sexy Wire time, and then we're back. No, we're not. We're off for a couple of weeks because I got a bunch of other stuff to do with a bunch of other people. But hey, Jesse, did you see Clutch was coming around with Helmet and Quicksand?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I did. I just got an alert. They're showing up in Raleigh, North Carolina at some point, and I don't know. Closest, I think, to me at some point in the fall is Pittsburgh.
Okay. You gonna go? You gonna like have sexy time with somebody and take them?
I don't know about all that. Possibly. Pittsburgh's not too far from me, but I mean, I want to see these guys, but it all depends on what's going down at that moment. So,
have you ever seen them before?
Have I ever seen Clutch?
Yeah, live.
Yeah, I've seen Clutch plenty of times. Well, I mean, probably about 4 or 5 times.
Okay, in concert, like in real life.
In concert, yes. Not hanging out with you on the internet and doing a review. No, I actually watched them in concert. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, they'll be here September 27th, which is a Tuesday, in Orlando. So my wife and I are going to have a sexy date and go see Clutch and Helmet and Quicksand. Dude, Helmet's going to be the fucking shit, dude. Helmet is awesome. Love Helmet.
Yeah. It'll be solid.
All right. And then we're into October. And, Skid Row. Skid Row, October 17th. And that's the gang's all here. And then, all right, finally, Chris Bailey. October 31st, Halloween night, the very first Metal Hammer of Doom jukebox. What do you think of that, Coop?
That's great.
That makes me moist.
Perfect.
I think it's going to be great, especially if we have a conversation, like, what's 2 + 2? Mathematics, sucker.
All right. Jesse, go ahead and do your plugs.
Okay. Hey, just real quick on the schedule here, Mark, I didn't know if I had a chance to tell you. Tripped Up Trivia has not got recorded this month, so we will not be having a Tripped Up Trivia for Pixar.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, our plan last week was to have a recording on Saturday, and everything fell apart. Basically, we got one person to commit, and everybody else was like, yeah, sure, and then we never heard anything from them. So,
it's fucking bullshit.
Unfortunately, it's just one of the things. So, Tripped Up Trivia will not be happening this month. I will tell you that tomorrow we are going to be recording a Unspoken Issues on Star Trek TNG X-Men. That's right. They crossed over, and it's the prequel. So imagine this.
Wait, did they fly over?
They
fly over.
Oh, actually, they probably did. So the title of the story is called Second Contact, and it takes place like right after the TNG movie First Contact. Mm-hmm. So it's great. It's a good story, fun stuff. So we should be recording that. Count Duckula #1 dropped today. So if you like Star Comics, maybe you like Nickelodeon, you like Count Duckula, I did a solo read-through of Count Duckula #1. It's about a 20-minute podcast. You can hear me experience all sorts of silliness. And, give a shout-out to the one podcast that I think I was born to be part of, which was a time travel movie countdown on the Kapow, the Pop Cultured podcast. We counted them down from 20 to 1, and there was, like, people getting vetoed. Like, they would bring something to the table, and we were like, nope, that's not happening because there's no way that's a time travel movie. Yes, Field of Dreams was one that was brought to the table as a time travel movie. We had a discussion. We'll just put it that way.
Nice.
So it was a lot of fun, and I'm trying to think. I don't think I have, other than next week, Unspoken Issues Panic in the Sky is going to be dropping. If you're into Superman and 90s comics, that was like one of the last stories right before Superman got killed off. So check that out. That's about all I have.
All right. Hey, I got to go to the bathroom. Robert Cooper, make your plugs quick.
You said
I'm gonna
bathroom and plugs.
Shit all over myself. Hurry up.
It's not good.
All right. Well, it seems like you need to plug yourself.
I do.
Hey, my friend Hannah had a podcast like a year ago.
Oh, my God.
Hadn't done it since. She's practically married for a third time, so hey, good for her. Other than that, Metal Hammer Jukebox coming soon to your ear holes, to where we'll plug it like Mark's butt.
Where the penises go. Where the wild penises go. In the ear. All right, folks. When you're fucking in the ear, that means we're done.
Wild
right
choices.
in your butt.
Strange things in your butthole. All right, for Jesse Starcher, giving you strange things in your butthole. For Robert Cooper, giving you strange things in your ear. Be well, be safe, and behave.